This is Bob Mason from FX Empire and welcome to the daily crypto tech review of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin and Ripple's XRP. We'll be looking at the day's support, resistance and pivot levels, the Fibonacci's and the moving averages. It is Saturday the 11th of December. Looking at Bitcoin against the US dollar and the hourly candlesticks bullish start to the day. Going to see Bitcoin avoid a fallback through the pivot at 48,157, take a run at the first major resistance level of 49,263. Plenty of support from the broader market will be needed for Bitcoin to break out from 48,500. So barring an extended rally, expect that first major resistance level and yesterday's high at 52.12 to cap the upside. In the event of an extended rally, it's got the second major resistance level at 51.318 to cap the upside on the day. Fallback through the pivot will bring the first major support level of 46.102 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Bitcoin should avoid sub 45s and the 38.2% fib at 44.144. Second major support level 45 should limit the downside. Looking at the EMAs, 50 has flattened slightly on the 100 and the 200, but that is still a bearish indicator. So key would be to avoid a fallback through the pivot 48.157, break back through to 48,500 levels to then bring resistance levels into play. Failure to do that and support levels will come into play. Looking at Ethereum against US dollar, bullish start to the day. Going to need to see Ethereum move through the pivot at 4008 to take a run at the first major resistance level 4125. Plenty of support would be needed for Ethereum to return to 4100 levels. So barring an extended rally, expect that first major resistance level and resistance at 4200 to cap the upside. In the event of a breakout, should see Ethereum target 4400 levels before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 4350. Failure to move through the pivot will bring the first major support level at 3784 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Ethereum should avoid the second major support level at 3667. 23.6% fib at 3738 should limit the downside. Looking at the EMAs, that's a bearish signal, 50 pulling back from the 100 and the 200, suggesting downside ahead. So key would be to move through the pivot 4008 and return to 4100 levels. Failure to do that and support levels will be in play. Looking at Litecoin against the US dollar, tracking the broader market, going to see Litecoin move back through the pivot at 152 to take a run at the first major resistance level 156. Plenty of support going to be needed for Litecoin to break out from 155s. So barring an extended rally, expect that first major resistance level and yesterday's high at 159.86 to cap the upside. In the event of an extended rally, should see Litecoin target second major resistance level at 164 before any pullback. Failure to move back through the pivot would bring the first major support level at 144 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Litecoin should avoid sub 140s. Second major support level at 140 should limit the downside. Looking at the EMAs, that's also bearish signal, 50 pulling back from the 100 and the 200, signaling further downside ahead. So key would be to move back through the pivot at 152 and break out from 155s to bring resistance levels into play. Failure to do that and support levels will be in play. Only looking at Ripple's XRP against the US dollar, relatively bullish start. Going to see Ripple's XRP move through the pivot at 4248 to take a run at the 23.6% fib at 8533 and the first major resistance level at 8560. Plenty of support will be needed for Ripple's XRP to return to 0.85s. So barring an extended rally, expect that first major resistance level and yesterday's high at 88199 to cap the upside. In the event of an extended rally, got the second major resistance level at 0.91s to cap the upside on the day. Failure to move through the pivot will bring the first major support level at 7675 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Ripple's XRP should avoid second major support level at 7364. Looking at the EMAs, 50s pulling back from the 100 and the 200 after yesterday's bearish cross, so that's suggesting further downside ahead. So key would be to move through the pivot 8248 and return to 0.85s. Failure to do that, support levels will be in play.